I love group battles. 1v1 is the basic formula. We see it all the time. One versus an army is always hype AF, but it's really just a showcase of power against fodder. A group of heroes facing off against the final villain is always epic in the climax of an arc, but a simple group battle, or in this case a 2v2, chef's kiss. The combat in chapter 92 of Kagurabachi was visually stunning. Battles like this aren't two-dimensional like in a 1v1. The possibilities of fight combinations grow exponentially in a simple 2v2. This chapter was straight fan service, giving Natsuki and Iruha versus Hokuto and Yura. The author, Hokuzono, has done a terrific job in these last few chapters to get us hyped for this confrontation. We got the supposed full introduction to all the Hishaku members, a Kenpachi, Hisoka-like character who loves the thrill of a fight, the backstory of the original owner of Cloud Gouger, along with the introduction of his younger brother Natsuki, and the unrequited rivalry Natsuki has with Iruha. The chapter begins with Yura revealing that he's having a hard time taking down a handicapped Iruha due to another Hishaku member's sorcery literally weighing him down. But more of Yura's struggles later. Kiri is assigned to take Hakuri to the Shinoichi Blade while Natsuki and Iruha prepare for the ensuing battle. Given how envious Natsuki is of Iruha, I was expecting the typical over-the-top shonen bickering from Natsuki, but he behaves very nonchalantly. The mature writing style from Hokuzono is such a breath of fresh air in this genre. Anyway, Hokuto then surprises everyone, Yura especially, by revealing his curse technique, Yura's role as the leader of the Hishaku, and that he was following Yura's orders to kill Kunishige Rokuhira and Natsuki's brother, and declares that as for sorcery, anything goes in this battle. Now, as a former WWE fanatic, this had me so hyped. I immediately played this battle out in my head like it was a fatal four-way, no holds barred matchup. Given Hokuto's samurai-inspired design, it's as if he wants to formally announce his name and clan affiliation, acknowledge his opponent's reputation as a sign of respect, and discuss the terms of the duel, just like how historically samurai would actually do to adhere to the samurai code or bushido before an honorable or ceremonial duel. Now, let's get into the action. After Hokuto finishes declaring the battle, he goes for his blade and immediately we see a hand flying out of nowhere. Now, I didn't know if this was like a designed attack, like maybe it could operate on its own, or maybe it's one of his clones or whatever. No, that's his hand. Like, I was in such disbelief that they would start this battle off like this. So yeah, Iruha hits him with a white purity slash. He doesn't even realize what happened. Just look at his eyes. Look, he's still focused on his opponent, and he already has one less hand than he did this morning. I hope he doesn't wipe his ass with that hand, because that would suck. And then we see Natsuki paying attention to what Hokuto is doing with his other hand. He's about to draw the blade. I mean, you can just look at his eyes right now. Like, I don't know if he's pissed off or what. And then Natsuki jumps off the back of Iruha and he goes to attack Hokuto. Now, what is pretty amazing about these two is their battle chemistry. Now, I'm assuming that the only time they had to train together was during the Seitei War, probably when they were trying to decide who's gonna be an enchanted blade owner. And just because Natsuki wasn't one of them, that doesn't mean he wasn't fighting in the war at all. He must have been training with the best of them. And after decades of not seeing each other, look at their teamwork. It's like, it's beautiful. So yeah, Natsuki gets in there. It looks like he's using his lightning sorcery again, and they get blasted through more walls. Sorry about that one guy who cares about the Kabunabi establishment and structure of their facilities. And then they get moved into the library. Now, this is why I'm enjoying this battle so much. They are using multiple locations to fight in, and that's just fascinating. Like, I just love the different uses of their surroundings. The aesthetic of it all is just brilliant, and it's visually stimulating. Then Uruha sneaks up on the side of Hokuto, and it looks like, yes, you could tell by the way he's grabbing his blade, he's gonna hit him with another EI White Purity style attack. And then Hokuto begins praising this fighting prodigy and how he mastered this technique at the early age of 16. And then I can't tell if he's fearful or excited, because he says, yeah, I could easily see my death in the near future fighting this guy. But this White Purity style does not land. He takes just the slightest step back, gets cut on the face, and then hits him with a counter, slicing up his fingers. That is just grody. Oh my, I would like give up. Like, I'd rather lose a forearm than a couple fingers. It's just gross. It's just gross. I feel like your fingers would be way more sensitive to just the pain. And then we can see Hokuto laughing, going, payback some mother, ain't it? And then Uruha is backed into Yura, which is just super funny, and then they just trade opponents, and this is just fun. This is just a fun battle all the way, just alternating opponents. Yura doesn't let this opportunity slip away and immediately tries to attack Uruha. Uruha ducks down. Here comes Natsuki flying again, getting Hokuto's attention, clashes with him, and then here goes Natsuki talking ish about Uruha, saying that this dude has not been training. He's just been relaxing in the hot springs. You don't want to waste your time with him. And then Hokuto goes like, yo, this guy wasn't fighting at full power before. And then Natsuki does this sly trick. I dig it. He throws one of his blades in front of Hokuto, and I'm assuming to get out of his line of vision, and hits him with an attack on the side. Blood, dude, there's blood gushing everywhere. This is such a fun chapter. And then he catches it. He just catches the sword he threw up in the air from behind. Like, this is a smooth brother. I dig it. And now we continue to more of Natsuki monologuing about how he's in top condition compared to Uruha. He says his initial movements are insanely fast, but he lacks that edge. Once you've mastered a technique, it tends to stick with you, but that instinctual edge, intuition, split-second judgment calls, and moving like a knife, you lose that stuff fast if you're not continually exposed to battle. Those fine details are even more crucial than technique when master warriors fight. I never stop fighting. My edge is sharper than ever. Like, dude, this guy is so badass. Now Natsuki and Hokuto are free falling in the air. Natsuki is pushing him back, and then we see Yura, who was just fighting Uruha, dashing down to kind of flank Natsuki, saying things like, sorry Hokuto, I like to take them one at a time and make sure we finish up. He's not honorable like Hokuto. He's just strictly business, and I dig it. And now Uruha is all in his head saying how Natsuki is razor sharp and he's lacking. He's actually is out of shape. And then he mentions, then there's this beast who's managing to handle Natsuki's attack like it's nothing. Uruha saying that Yura looks like he doesn't have a scratch on him. Like, he doesn't seem like he's breaking a sweat at all. Like, he's managing, like, he says he's having a hard time with Uruha and Natsuki, but he's like not fearful of his own death. Like, he's still on mission. He's still on point. I don't know what's up with this guy, but there's something just strange about Yura just in general. And there was Hokuto's comment on Natsuki saying he wasn't going all out, and we're about to see Uruha start to get serious. He's going, his heart is pumping. I think he's about to use his sorcery, which we don't understand completely what it is just yet. Maybe it's like an adrenaline boost or whatever. He's saying how everybody's in peak form except for me. All the more reason to kill them now. And then we see Natsuki, who's either noticing Yura and knows he's effed, or he's noticing Uruha. And the narrator goes, the former prodigy, his skills were honed in battle as he constantly evaded death. His sword's original purpose was the skill of living. Surrounded by master warriors at the brink of death, his instincts came flooding back. And then he unsheathes his blade with his teeth, and then goes immediately and breaks up the confrontation between Yura and Hokuto. It's such a good chapter. It's so good. Look at the art. Look at the artwork. All the blood gushing. It looks like he attacked Yura, and then now he attacked Hokuto and got him on the shoulder a bit. Natsuki's out of harm's way. They fall into a pool. What is a pool doing in a library? What is going on? That's the coolest library ever. They just read and take a hot soak. I love it. And then, dude, the face off. The face off. Look at everybody. Look at everybody just now getting serious. We see Aruha, who's hyped, like looking like a rabid dog. We see Natsuki with that straight face. And then we see Hokuto just laughing. Like that's the perfect reaction. He says he's laughing in the face of this life and death situation. He's just like, I'm having a great time. Let's keep it going. Let's take it up a notch. And then there's Yura, who's honestly, he just looks annoyed. Like he doesn't want to be here. I don't know if he's like really pissed that he got attacked the way he did or what, but he's just emotionless. So that's actually pretty scary. Like a neutral reaction. It's really unpredictable. This chapter was amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like on the video, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment down below. I appreciate y'all.